All right, let's see how well we can streamline this. We talked about these right here. Take this. You wouldn't think that it would be that hard to squeeze this glue out of here, but it is. And then when you knock the lid closed, it's even harder. Well, I'm getting my doggone grips in. All right, this is all 10 of these guys at one time. Okay. Put some air into this thing. It's easier when you got air in there. Can you squeeze it out and get more pressure? Whew, at least this way I think. I could be wrong. And if I am, it won't be the first time for that either. And don't be bashful with the glue, okay? Go ahead and put some on there and just wipe it right down the middle right there. Sort of get it on both sides, you know. Like I said, I'm gonna put a nail through there, so I'm not as concerned this time as I was with the other stuff, because I'm going to be putting that drill hole. But look at there, all 10 at one time, just like that. I got all my gluing done. I was making work out of this, and you don't have to, okay? Like I said, you know, I'm not handy, so a lot of these things I'm learning, I'm showing them to you just like I'm learning them, because this is how I roll. Now watch this. These are the large frames. Okay, just boom. Boom. Take a little guy right here. Just put him on like that. Don't push it down until you get the other one in place. Okay. That's something I did learn long ago, was make sure you got this thing lined up and ready. And that's all you have to do right there. See? It's good and level right through there. Level across the bottom. That's what you want right there, okay? And so now we're sitting here, and I've got all these guys right here that I can just sit here and do this with. Let's see what we're doing. See how quickly we can put 10 frames together. I mean, you know, I'm sure them fellas that do it for a living can do, 10 frames in no time flat. I'm just trying to get them done, before the morning gets away. There we go. Good deal. Okay. Isn't that cool? I mean, you got to put a little pressure on there. The joints are not exact. I mean, this is it's precision rough cut lumber is what it is. The guy that does this made who knows how many in a given day, so they're not all precise. They're all close enough. These joints are all tight, and that's what you're really looking for. Okay, the joints are tight, and that is positive. Okay, you come down here. We'll do the same thing down here. We're gonna work left to right because I'm right-handed, and that will give me the chance to do this. I'm right-handed, and I'm still doing it left-handed. Sometimes I wonder about myself. Okay, and then we're just gonna keep on down the line, putting 10 large frames together. Sort of angle it like that. This is what I found to be best. If you angle it and just sort of rock it in, you can make this a lot of work, and it don't have to be. All right, it's tedious more so than anything else, because the wood is a soft wood, number one, and pine is not strong in the sense that oak is. All right, but also makes it a whole lot more workable. And the bees like pine. They don't particularly I don't know that they don't like oak, but oak's heavy. And when you're out there moving these boxes around, see that one right there cracked? See that? It'll be okay. I've got more of these things in the barn, so if one of them goes bad, I'm still good to go. So now we got those all done. We're gonna start putting these in and see how this works out. Boomity boomity boom. See the bees coming? I got bees coming in there, coming and checking out this new pine they smell. They're always scavenging. Like I said, if you've seen, my bees are right over yonder, so they're always scavenging. They're always close. Pop, pop, make sure you got those up there done. Good and clear like that. And boom, we're putting 10 frames together in a matter of minutes as opposed to longer, because we're learning as we go. We're getting better as we do it. I've been keeping bees for about 8 years now. And every time I do this, I put more than one frame together in my tenure. And every time I do it, I find a new weight, or I talk to another beekeeper and they tell me something else. And I'm always looking for any way to reduce the labor involved in working with the bees, because the less time that I have to have that box open, and it'll always come back to having that box open. Believe it or not, it will come back every time. That box needs to be closed as much as I can. Now, that one had a little gap in it. Didn't want to close up. How about that now? Look how cool that is. All right. Push it down, push it together. Bring those gaps. Don't leave gaps in there, okay? I see that right there? I'm gonna push that down a little bit. This right here, a lot of times you'll find, if you buy a commercial that's already put together, that right there, that gap will be there almost every time, because they got a guy on an assembly line and he put it together and he was trying to go to lunch, or she was trying to go to lunch, or whatever. You make sure that thing's level like that. It will save you. It'll save your day to take a little more time and put these things together well, and not be out there on the bee yard wishing that you did, because you will be wishing that you did. Now this is, look at this guy here. That thing is just funky crazy. Look at that. That is the weirdest one. This frame. Yeah, we're going to take and use it. I mean, we use all of them. But that's a weird looking frame. Got to push that down. Make as much out of these joints as we can, getting them together. Like I said, see that? It's not much, but it's there. I'm gonna get that. See? Little bits matter. Bees, especially with bees, little bits matter to them, because if you leave them a little gap any place, they'll be using it for a escape hole or something. The next thing you know, you'll have 2 or 3 entrances in your hive. And, you know, it's simple to plug them back up. Okay, it's not a game-ending adventure or nothing. It's an aggravation that you don't have to have. Okay, look at there. Point. We've had some adventure here. We had one that was weird looking. We've had some joints that didn't want to play right. But by and large, look at that. Now see that one? That's what I was telling you about. That's the one. That's the joint that you're going to get when you get from a manufactured one, because that's close enough for them. I'm not beating them up. It's probably the industry standard, if you will, because beekeeping is not an exact science. That's probably good enough for what they're doing, but it's not good enough for me, because I'm hands-on, and I'm gonna be out there when that thing comes apart, and I don't want it coming apart on me. I want to be, see that? Straight across. That's what I'm looking for right there. Boom, bada, boom. Okay, last one. Same thing, push it down, get that joint started, Next I'm gonna drill some holes and drop them nails in there. Okay. Make sure it's even. See, it pushed out right there a little bit. All right, top, flush, and flush. All right, there we go.